Cerco queste persone, le persone che non hanno tempo da perdere con le cose facili, le persone che hanno sempre qualcosa dentro negli occhi, quelle persone che mi dicono dai proviamoci, va bene, non sono sicuro che può funzionare, però facciamolo.
Nel momento in cui parti a fare un progetto nuovo è tutto un ma come lo facciamo?
Stefano abitava e abita in una frazione di un paese che si chiama Besozzo, dove sono praticamente tutti binda, c'erano circa 70 binda. Mi ricorderò sempre che ho preso l'elenco telefonico, ho preso un binda e ho detto comincio da qui, me li segno. Accade che feci una telefonata, potevo prendere chiunque, rispose lui.
Era una sera, suona il telefono, numero sconosciuto.
Gli dissi Stefano, ti va di intraprendere con me lo spirito imprenditoriale?
Sai che c'è? Io ci provo. Anche
lui lavorava nella multinazionale da cui venivo io, no? Ci stava stretto questa comfort zone.
Forse è l'occasione che aspettavo.
C'era un'affinità elettiva, c'era qualcosa che lui voleva e che io volevo e che insieme avremmo potuto portarci a casa assieme.
Quando l'ho detto a mia mamma, è rimasta lì un attimo in silenzio, mi ha guardato e mi fa «Tite se mat, le mie al momento». Non era il momento, però sono 27 anni che siamo in ballo. Quindi il momento probabilmente te lo devi costruire tu. Con un po' di lucida follia devi cercartelo il momento e devi crederci.
Io ho spirito d'avventura e lui il coraggio di seguirmi. E quindi io sono l'esploratore. Lui è, diciamo così, il punto su cui tornare. Siamo complementari in questo senso, la curiosità, l'intelligenza, eccetera, diciamo così, la pasta, la qualità del legno che abbiamo sempre condiviso.
Faccio sempre l'esempio del mio gatto, no? Che comunque sia, lui è paurosissimo, però se c'è una cosa lui deve andare a vederla. Lui piano piano si avvicina, però lui deve curiosare, deve vedere che cos'è. Poi magari al primo rumore scappa, però è un po', diciamo, quello che mi ha sempre guidato. La curiosità ti porta ad andare a vedere la cosa che non c'è.
Vedo una cosa strana, la vado a cercare, non mi capita, non me ne sto mai sulla strada maestra. Anche quando vado in moto non si sa dove si va, non si sa quando si ritorna.
È chiaro che se tu cerchi di vedere subito tutti i problemi non partirai mai.
Quello che ti porti a casa è l'imprevisto. Parecchi miei amici vogliono venire con me perché succede sempre qualcosa, no? Che bella quella volta che è successo che si è rotta la moto e siamo rimasti sotto le stelle e abbiamo dovuto dormire sotto la moto. Sento bollire il sangue, no? Sento che lì c'è qualche cosa di energia. Ecco, forse energia è la cosa che vado cercando. Lo spirito di avventura è quello che mi è rimasto.
Hello everyone, this is Laura Mimini. I'm an Italian industrial designer and I came to China, specifically Foshan, about 4 years ago. Nowadays, I'm the co-founder and design director of D2P, Design to Product, together with my Chinese partner, Wang Mang. The goal of my company is to provide European and especially Italian design services to Chinese and international clients. The connection with the Italian and European culture is very important for us. D2P has got many years of experiences in several industries like electrical appliances, furniture, sport and fitness, baby care and so on. That's why our team of designers are mostly based in
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the IDES Awards final ceremony. We are here today with Maria Bravo. She is part of our team here, and we want to welcome everybody to this special day where we finally announce the winners of the contest. Today, this whole long journey with everybody, including our esteemed judges and all the participants that are with us today, and all the participants that are listening to us, whether it be on YouTube or on Instagram, we really want to welcome them. And more than anything, we want to thank our sponsors that have allowed us to do this. I think sort of these sponsors, which are Casina, Keyshot, Young Designers India, D2P, Studio Volpi, and Design Wanted, are helping us through this more important day.
And yes, thank you again, everybody. IDES is here because of everybody that is participating. Its vision is community, its vision is design for everybody. So thank you so much for supporting our project. And thank you to every participant that spent time in a submission. And well, let's have some fun and hopefully
No, for sure.
learn something today, everybody.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a great day. The judges are going to be evaluating the projects that have won and that we're going to be announcing in a little bit. They're going to be evaluating each and every one of the projects so that we can finally have this best of the best. But without further ado, I think it's better to welcome these judges that are with us. Let's bring the judges in. At the moment, we can see here Gray, and let's give a warm welcome to Gray Dowdy. How are you, Gray? Awesome. Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you here with us again. But we also have a big representative from Studio Volpi, which is Patrizio Cinfoli. How are you, Patrizio? It's great to have you and great to finally see you again. It's our pleasure again to have you here. But at the same time, we also have Louise Kingman from Bang & Olufsen. How are you, Louise? It's a pleasure to have you here with us. Glad to have you here with us. We also have Alice Denardi from Procter & Gamble. Again, she has been part of this whole journey with us to evaluate and to give the opportunity to these participants so that they'll be able to grow and continue being in a further career in the design field. Thank you and welcome for being part of this, Alice. Thank you. No, it's our pleasure to have all of you here. I would like to give a warm welcome to Harry Tang. Harry Tang is part of this sort of journey also. How are you, Harry? It's really good to have you here after the talk that everybody gave, and you were the last one on the talk, but I think we all enjoyed everything.
Love to be here. Thank you.
Thank you for coming and joining us. And I'll leave you the most closest person to you.
Mi compatriota, Claudina Flores. Welcome and thank you so much for supporting our project and sharing our vision. How are you?
Gracias, Maria. I'm really happy to be here with you today, guys. It's been an honor for me to be part of this competition, also to encourage Latin American students to pursue a career, in this internship program abroad. So hopefully we'll get really fun results for everyone. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being with us. So the way that we want to do this, and we want to move rather quickly. We want to announce directly the winners of the contest, but we actually want them to be individually. So what we're going to do is we're going to name one by one. We're going to name the winners for the student category first, and then we're going to move on to the young professional category. These winners are the ones that have been chosen and evaluated by our esteemed judges, and they got the best scores out of everyone. So let's go ahead and switch over to the first winner. The first winner that we have with us for the nautical lifestyle category is Lighthouse. On the workwear fashion, we have the winner, Sleeve UV. And on the last category, we have the winner, Smart Wash. All these categories were chosen directly by our judges. The winners have been chosen directly by our judges, and these are the students that are going to be participating for the final Best of the Best competition.
On the young professionals category, we have winner of nautical lifestyle category, Soel. Winner of the workwear fashion category, Endura. And winner of consumer electronics for hygiene, Pure Wash.
The person with the project Lighthouse, can he please tell us his name, where he comes from, and what university he is from?
Hello, everyone. My name is Enrique. I come from Ecuador, and I studied at UDLA.
Great. It's great to have you here with us, Enrique. Congratulations on winning the nautical lifestyles category. We had tons of competition from this category, and you were able to come out on top on this very specific category with your project. Moving on a little bit to the second category, you can go ahead and call.
So the designer for Sleeve UV, could you please present yourself, your name, where you're from, and what university your submission was from?
Is she?
We have her.
Can she hear us? Hello? I think we're having a bit of a technical difficulty, or she is actually
not present, probably.
No, she has to be present. It's 6 people, but actually, let's move on. So while we wait for the owner of Sleeve UV to be able to fix the issue that we're having, let's move on to Smart Wash. So could the owner of the project Smart Wash, who was the winner of the category hygiene, consumer electronics, please tell us your name, where you come from, and what university you come from? I see that you're unmuted, but we cannot hear you.
Just give it a second, maybe the ocean.
Yeah, exactly. We're coming from different parts of the world. It's difficult to see. Well, while we wait for we wait for him to actually also be able to get everything in order, or us. Let's move on to somebody from the young professional category. So the owner of Soel, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself and your name and what country you come from, seeing that this is already moving on to the young professional category?
Hi, my name is Paul Kish. I am a young designer, and I come from Romania.
Hi, it's nice to meet you, Paul. It's really
Likewise.
nice to have you here with us. Yeah, it's a great project for the nautical lifestyle sector and category, and congratulations.
Thank you.
So, go ahead.
The workwear fashion category, could the designer of Endura present themselves and where you're from?
Hello, my name is Katki Rathore. I'm from Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh. I'm an industrial design student from National Institute of Design, Assam, India.
Very nice to have you here. You're super welcome, and congratulations on winning the category.
Thank you.
Last but not least,
We have the designer for Pure Wash. If she can go ahead and tell us a little bit her name and where she comes from. I believe we're the last one. So we have one more entry. Let's see. Okay, so this is the designer for Sleeve UV. So in the meanwhile, please, the designer for Pure Wash, if you can tell us a little bit about you, your name, and where you come from.
Hello, everyone. I'm from Ecuador, and my name is Rafaela, and yes,
Welcome.
I'm happy to be here.
Welcome and congratulations on winning the category. So let's round back a little bit since the designer for Sleeve UV finally joined us. Could you please tell us your name, what university you come from, and what country you come from, please? Hello? Yeah, I think she's having some network issues. So now that we know the winners of the contest. Yes, I can hear you. Oh, finally we have Marco. Please.
Yeah. Hey, everyone. My project is Smartwatch, and my name is Marco Rojas, and I am from Ecuador. I am from the Universidad Central de Ecuador, and that's all.
Thank you. It's good that you're able to get that technical issue fixed. Great to have you here with us. Let's try one more time with the designer of Sleeve UV, if she is able to get those network issues fixed. The designer of Sleeve UV, could you tell us your name, please?
Hi, sorry. Do you hear me well?
Yes, we hear you perfectly.
Yeah, sorry. It's the Wi-Fi from the university. So, yeah, I'm Maria Ignacia Diaz, also known as Nachita here. I'm from Universidad de las Américas, industrial designer, already graduating. In the next year, I'm already graduating.
Great. Glad to have you here with us. Thank you so much, and congratulations on winning the category for workwear fashion. So, this whole thing culminates to trying to bring the opportunity to students and to designers from different parts of the world. And today I think we are able to see this because we have people from India, people from Romania, people from Ecuador, and the participants were from everywhere in the world, including Mexico and other places. So it is incredible to see how people from all over the world come together to be able to join in design.
Absolutely, and the vision for IDES is this, to really make connections that, thanks to all of the software and computers and internet, we can do that, and allows us to make experiences and create experiences that are personal and fresh and genuine, and it's all about design.
That's exactly it. But we have one big matter to attend to, and that is to choose the best of the best. And what we're going to do is we're going to do this live. The evaluators, the judges that are here with us, are going to judge each one of the projects, and they're going to give us their feedback onto each one of the projects. We're going to do this process individually, and then we are going to calculate the final winner, and we'll announce it here at the end of the live stream. So let's go ahead and move a little bit over so we can give round to these projects. The first project that we want to calculate is going to be Lighthouse. So as that project is coming up, we want to ask the judges to give us a little bit of their feedback and what did they think about this project and what do they actually want to say about the project. Go ahead. If we can start one by one, we can go in the same way that we were announced. So maybe Gray, we can go ahead and start with your feedback towards the project.
Yeah. Okay. So say again, which project we're
Lighthouse.
evaluating in?
We're evaluating Lighthouse at the moment.
Yeah, great. So I really liked the feeling of this project. The functionality of it was very clear and well communicated. And like I'm not a boat owner and I don't hang around with boat docks a lot. I kind of get the idea of it very easily, and I'm really happy with the solution that came out. It's nice, simple, and clean, and kind of has a nice, its own little vibe to it. So overall, great job. Oh, and I also appreciate the dive into the materials as well, and I think there was even a hint of some like kind of sustainable overview in there too. So great job.
Great. If you can, while we continue, if you can give your evaluation and privately, of course, on the form that we were able to provide you with, we will appreciate that a lot. This way we continue. So moving on to the next one, Patrizio, if you can give us a little bit of your feedback on the project Lighthouse.
Yeah, so first of all, I want to say congratulations to all students, because it's really difficult to judge always to considering different application, and also not only style, not only aesthetics, but especially from my side is to look in the how is the innovative project on these ideas, behind these ideas. So there are really interesting in terms of Lighthouse to see new approach about an object, and also how the integration about the environment. So that is really interesting to check and to see another level of this kind of design. So that is my opinion about the project.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Luis, can you go ahead and give your feedback?
Yes, I'm very happy to do so. Want to echo Patricio's comment on all these wonderful design jobs, and it's really interesting to see the way things have been communicated as well, because there was certainly some great ideas. I think for the Lighthouse, what really worked well for me is I could almost sense a brief behind the solution here, and I could also follow almost each step being answered from that brief. And I think beside of just the project being answered really well with a really great design, again, I don't sail much either, but I felt that I understood the problem that was solved here, and I loved the way it was tackled with all the aspects of functionality, of how it would be convenient for the users, materials, and all of these things, and also the presentation of it. It was easy for me to go from A to Z and follow the whole thinking. So in general, also really well delivered the idea for me. So really well done.
Thank you very much. Alicia, go ahead, please.
Yes, I mean, I totally agree with my colleagues. One thing that I would love to highlight is I appreciated how the consumer was really at the center of the project. So all the decisions were taken around consumer benefit and consumer experience. So that's what I appreciated the most. And again, the presentation was really clear, was really curated. So I appreciated also the storytelling of the project itself, care about materials. So these are the things I appreciated the most, I would say.
Great, thank you. If you can, everybody, if you can go ahead and put your evaluation while we continue. So Claudina, could you give us please your feedback, and what did you think about the project Lighthouse?
Yes, I believe this project is an opportunity to spend more time in a space that no one really spend time at night. So the idea of enjoying a deck as a walking space or more functional for a different purpose, I think it's a great idea. Love the material proposal, which is more about recyclable material and efficient with the energy as well, because it's LED technology. So I like it. This is probably one of my favorite ones today. So yeah, it's a very well connected, all the ideas, and the way they organize the information is quite important, because then you can understand what is the problem he's trying or she's trying to solve. And of course, the result as well is very well done. So yeah, that's my comment.
If we can get your evaluation, please. And also, let's move on to Harry. Harry, could you give us the feedback on your thoughts of this project, Lighthouse?
Sure, yeah. Again, I'm not a person who sells, but this project brought me attention that me understanding, like just looking at through this project, I can understand, the problem, the way that, this participant framed the problem and, pinpoint the issue and solve it. I think it's lend itself in a pretty, niche but nice market, which is, this project, like everybody else is saying, the materiality of it, the depth of the project, that makes me feel this is one of the, almost the closest to production project among all. That's why I feel like, it's a pretty valid problem to solve, and then the participant delivers a pretty, high bar of achieving it. And not to mention, the layout and also the way to solve it, it shows, the thinking process, which is great.
Great, that's really good to know. If you can please go ahead and give us your feedback on, the evaluation on the forms that we provided, it would be really great. So let's move on to the next project. The next project that we have to call on, so to get evaluated and to get the results for, is going to be called Sliv UV. So the same way that we did the last evaluation, it's going to be interesting to be able to get the feedback for each one of the students and participants from the young professional category, so that they can understand what they did good and what they did bad, and they can continue growing in this path of design. So great. Can we get your feedback on this project?
Oh man, it's always so much pressure going first. But yeah, so like concept wise, this one on the concept level is one of my favorites. I love looking at like a real problem that's out there that I think doesn't get advertised so much, and then coming up with like a good practical solution to it. So Sleeve UV, I think, was the sun protection for workers, agricultural workers, and also people that work outside. So this is a great light, I think, well thought throughout concept. I think I would have liked to see a bit more getting into the materials and what the final things that it looks like are, but the concept and the thing behind the concept are so great that I think I'm gonna close my eyes to that. And really great job on this one. Great work.
Thank you so much for your feedback.
Good. Patrizio.
Okay, so my turn. Yes, I think it's really interesting, this project, because it's linked to the attention to the workers that is really sensitive argument I think in globally, because we know the risk for the workers, we need the risk for some different work, and I think the suggestion that I can give is maybe not just focus on some part of the body, but just to cover all different, so to create some system about these ideas, because I think is a good starting point. It's a good starting point about mention the risk, but there are very, very different activity for the worker that should be covered with additional need, so additional solution. And then for sure the The presentation is really well done, very, very clear. So I don't want to say which is my favorite one, but for sure I see a lot of opportunities for the future of this project.
Great. That's really good to see that there's opportunities for a future of these projects continuing to grow and develop. Moving on to Louise. Louise, could you give us your feedback on SLIV UV, please?
Yes, absolutely. This was a project when I first glanced through the pages. I thought, oh, this is interesting. I love the concept. I love actually coming up with this idea of something that is really important, and that is so many people that are exposed to the sun every day through work and have no options but to sort of cover themselves with lots of clothes, which can be hard if weather's warm and so on. So it got me really excited from a concept point of view and the idea. For me, I guess when I started going into details more and more, I was hoping to get a bit more information regarding materials, because I could see the starting point for the target group to be so broad. Started making me doubt a little, or I didn't see it as clearly. The end product I didn't see as clearly, and thought, oh, but maybe we're talking about a range. So maybe this is something to think of if this project is being taken forward, because I could see that being developed further. To maybe limit it, because there's a big difference, I think, in being a waitress to a builder and their practical needs of both how they are to dress. I mean, you see builders, they can get rid of their tops. A waiter wouldn't be able to the same way. So there are things there maybe to address simply the practicality of, could it be that there was a range, and also what the materials, could the materials also echo the different working businesses that this product should be addressed to. So I think for me, a smaller target group maybe, or go the other way and sort of make it into almost like a collection, but reveal a bit more about the ideas of what the texture and the materials would be for it to practically work for all these different people definitely needing something like this. So well done.
Thank you so much, Liz, for that feedback. Alicia, go ahead, please.
Yes, I found the problem statement super interesting, and I was really intrigued myself when I went through the presentation. I was able almost to understand so well the problem statement and the context that I wanted to design something myself. So I wanted to be part of this project somehow. It really sparked some curiosity, and I think there's a great base. The concept is really interesting. I agree there's a bit of lack of details here and there, but again, it's a good base to improve and move forward. So either, again, you become a little bit more specific, or you broaden up, but then also think about all the features that you could potentially match. Because I see there was the phone charger, which is maybe a bit of a low-hanging fruit type of the solar panels, but then there's a huge potential for a lot of worker actually benefits. So what if there's active refreshment, or you can really explore. So it's a good sign as well. It means the base is good. So well done.
Thank you so much for the feedback. Claudina, could you please give us your feedback on this project SLIV UV?
Yes, I see this project as a great opportunity to develop further down the concept, in a greater depth, because in my case, for example, that I do design and architecture, I truly spend a lot of time on construction sites with my team in Mexico. And there are other parts of the body that need to be covered from sun protection, in addition to the arms or the chest. So I think there's an opportunity to develop further down this idea, because also there are clothing standards that must be met and, you know, in order to have the permit to construct. So you wouldn't be able to wear this over your normal construction clothes. It has to be wear underneath perhaps, and then you could have all the clothing standards that we must cover, otherwise we get shut down on the construction site. So, but to me, it's a great idea. I think about the development of, I don't know, maybe a head cover, or maybe in something further down for the head, because there's a lot of cancer cases within the head, like different parts of the head or even the neck. Of course, the arms. We normally wear long sleeve when we go to construction sites, but still, you know, I see it as a great opportunity. Maybe it's not finished yet, but you know, it's a bit of a motivation for this person to continue on, because it's such a great idea. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, and finally, of course, Harry, could you give us your feedback and thoughts about this project directed to the workwear fashion? Hello, Harry? I think we might have lost you.
We lost Harry.
It's quite all right. Harry, if you're able to get back on, Harry, we're here. If not, please, let's continue moving on. So can we move on to the next one? Oh, there you go. There he is.
Sorry, there's a little bit delay here.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
so yeah, okay. I like this project because of, you know, there's so much potential, and, you know, and this is actually an ongoing problem, and it's getting even worse because of all the anxiety on, you know, global warming and, you know, the UV pollution out there could potentially being worse. So the attention to this specific, you know, group target is really great. What I hope to see is more exploration in terms of the real mock-up. If there's, you know, the problem is framed really well, and then the hypothesis is super great. It will be love to seeing, you know, some actual mock-ups, whether if it's material studies or, you know, but I think this is one of the projects that I feel has the most potential. And I think there's, you know, challenge where you want to prevent from UV protection from UV, and also leave a little bit more like what is the material that enables the breathable material, so in the hot weather it can be, you know, it wouldn't be too hot. So this is a very interesting conflict, and I hope this project can still continue to explore even after, you know, the award winning. So
thank you so much. Thank you so much. And if you guys, everybody could give us your evaluation for the project Sleep UV, and let's move forward. Let's move forward to the next project.
Young professionals are coming up now, right?
Not quite yet. We still have one more for the hygiene and consumer electronics. So this last project is called Smart Wash. You want to take it over? Go ahead.
So Smart Wash. Go ahead, Gray, with your feedback for this project.
Okay, kicking it off as always.
Yeah.
It's so really cool project, really great dive into, I think, materials and doing something that looks like close to it's being made, and like really diving into a lot of the details and functions. I think maybe it got a little bit over ambitious with like the AI sensor kind of stuff. I didn't fully get it, but I wasn't really fully convinced by that. But otherwise, especially for like a student project, this is really, really great. You can see a lot of talent here, and you got a bright future ahead of you.
Great, thank you so much. Patrizio, can we get your feedback for this project?
Yeah, from my side, so another interesting project, absolutely, that comes from a pandemic. So we think that we hope that people change, in reality not. And so this is some educational project that is nice to help people to learn how to save water, but also how to hygienic themselves. I like, so I don't know from education if it's the solution, but I like the architectural style, so really pure, really minimalistic object. And then yes, that I think it's interesting that the approach about how to educate to take care about ourselves. So that it's something more the hope than the how technology can help us. So that is from my side the feedback for this project, and that's all. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Go ahead, Luis.
Yes, thank you. Again, a really exciting project, I think, and so lovely to see someone wanting to get into this hygiene. I mean, something as simple as washing your hands is a privilege in some countries when you can, of course, but in many countries we are so lucky that we can, and yet so many people don't wash their hands properly. So I thought this is really great with this whole, I guess this was the AI part with the little menu taking you through a process of washing hands, guiding you so that you don't take for granted that you know what to do, but also, of course, as this can do several things, not just pass you the water, so to speak, but also hand dry, and also with the UV. That was an interesting little extra element of getting rid of those last germs. I like the idea. I think there's a lot of scope, interesting scope here. It's also a market with big competition, so you know, go for it, but be really hard on what those little parameters that maybe could be twisted here. My thinking was as well, when we produce things like this at this toilet, you can, you know, because I see this when we create these, it's almost experiences, but with hygiene as a aim in restaurants and so on. People actually, this sounds silly, but go in there and they would go through this whole process if there was that little experience. So maybe a crazy thought, but I just thought if there was a little award, whether it was like a little thank you from the little display, a smile or something. I don't know if this has been thought of already, but just to push it that bit further and to beat the competition, really, because there is a market out there. They're trying to get us to wash hands, but I love this approach, and I hope that you'll work more on it to get it just spot on.
Great feedback. Thank you so much, Luis.
Yeah, I think the gamification part is very important for the future of projects, especially like this one. Alice, could we get your feedback on this project, please?
Sure. I think it's a great space to work on. We think that maybe with the end of the pandemic, all the sanitization part is kind of behind us, but actually we see that on the market that it stayed with people. So I think it's gonna stick in for a very long time. We're gonna bring it with ourselves. It's gonna stay with us. So this project is nicely meeting this trend. I like there's a nice aesthetic coherence also in the not only the render just itself, but also in the scenario. It was like they chose the right scenario, the right context. So there was really a nice overall coherence. I see there's a tech fan, maybe a little too much enthusiasm into the technology. I think AI has a lot of potential, but maybe there's a bit of extra thinking to understand what's the best role of AI into this process. The consumer experience can be enhanced through AI because you can really customize understanding with the machine learning. You can customize the experience of every single person. So there's potential. There's a lot of interesting things in the project.
Great. Yeah, thank you so much for that feedback. Claudina, could you please give us your feedback on this project and what you think about this project Smartwash?
Yes, thank you. I was just writing my notes. In my opinion, I see it as a project that can work in communities that suffer from poverty problems, or even isolated low-income communities where there is water scarcity, and and this is a major health problem within this community. So I don't know. I wouldn't like to see this piece as a luxury in the city for rich people. I see it more of as an opportunity of putting the idea of taking it into education level to teach children and young adults about hygiene habits in these isolated communities instead of, and well, not instead of, but just making more democratic the idea of washing hands and keeping, you know, people clean and healthy. So for me, it would be the option to see this product. I like the idea of AI as well, but you know, we are very lucky to have the privilege of using water every day. But we need to understand that these kind of products can be put into these other contexts. I can find that a lot in Mexico and Latin America as well, even in Africa and other developing countries. So yeah, this would be my comment for this product. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for your perspective, Claudia. And Harry, last but not least.
Yeah, I like there's certain magic when you have like a piece of little screen in front of, you know, the day-to-day object, and then just let me rethink of a lot of experience could introduce, you know. And one thing is I very resonate with Claudiana's feedback about making this project accessible. So I think the design-wise, it looks, you know, the direction, of course, it's going to like a sleek direction, but like making it accessible means, you know, how can we think about, you know, the serviceability, the maintenance, like what if, you know, there's something that's like a breaking in this like whole automatic and a sleek system, like do you just like replace, you know, everything else, or do you like actually have something serviceable? And also accessibility means, you know, the price point, it's, you know, available to most people, not only just the top 5 percentile. And so I think it has a lot of potential, as you know, it's super well framed, and I can see like a lot of great, you know, opportunity for that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And could we please get your evaluations for this project? And now we finally we can move on to the Young's Professional category. So there's 3 more projects to evaluate before we can finally announce the winners of the Young Professional category and the Student category. So if we can bring up the next project of Young Professionals, please. So the first project is Soel from the Nautical Style category. Great, we love to hear your feedback. Always the first one. Kicking off everything. Go ahead.
That's why I'm here. Yeah, I really like this as like a early form concept project. You can definitely see like the transportation design expertise in here, and I really like the little thinking on the last page of like trying to translate the spirit of ecstasy from Rolls-Royce into kind of this basis for form. And then I really like the area on top of the yacht, not the boat, the yacht, that kind of has this like very almost mystical feel to it. It's like almost like a Kengo Kuma kind of space. So I really appreciate that. So overall, great kind of flowing feel, great form concept, and yeah, it's really nice. It's got something magical to it.
Great, thank you for that. We really appreciate it. For sure.
Yeah. Then from my side, looking the project, that is really okay. The shapes, the style are really interesting. So it's the full of the project is part of the IDES. Otherwise, there is some, I know that the inspiring is from another shape, but to me, remind, I don't know, the ways, so something animal. And then I think it's great interpretation about how the dynamics of the product can be also an answer to what we saw last year from Tesla, no? This kind of age and cubic style. And so I think it's a nice answer to see something different. For sure, the project is not full complete, so it's very complex to touch every single point of the project, but the direction, I think, it's really nice. And also, let me say, something really light in for a product that is really heavy, and so it's not easy, this exercise.
Right. Yeah, I completely agree. It's building a whole yacht is actually a complex topic.
Yeah. Thank you.
Great. Luis, can we please get your feedback on this?
Absolutely. Stunning piece of design. I mean, I have to say the shape of it and I think there's a success in what the designer set out to and to translate the Rolls-Royce figuring into a boat. I think that is really great. So from an aesthetic point of view, I think that translation has been done really well, and it looks appetizing, and I felt like I want to see more. I want to know more. So I was eager to get to know a bit more about how this whole project, because it is, as already mentioned, is a big, huge ask to design something like this, because there's so many details in it that will sort of be describing the full picture of this, where I sort of feel like we've only seen the shell, we've only seen the beginning of an exciting project, because I would love to see how the rest of it is translated into hitting that target audience, because it's the luxury segment, I guess, within the sailing, what do you call it, community. And again, I don't know much about sailing, but I can understand tapping into a luxury segment. So I would love to see how also a bit of sustainability about how the ergonomics would develop in this boat. So almost like wanting to step downstairs off the deck and down into to sort of start getting an understanding of how this would be thought into it. But a brilliant start, absolutely.
Thank you so much for your feedback.
Thank you very much, Luis. Alicia, go ahead, please.
Yes, I'm 100% aligned. I think the exercise in styling it was awesome. You really can see all the elements from the Rolls-Royce to the actual shape language. I also see you kind of reflected the segment of market, so you really understand it's the parallel of the Rolls-Royce, also from type of consumer you would potentially appeal to. Very coherent language on the overall aesthetic, perfectly matching the seaside type of lining. That was beautiful. I'm a hardcore consumer lover, so I just missed that little bit of, I wanted to see the consumer in there and to know how they will use this, but I understand. I mean, it's a massive design anyway, so very good.
Thank you very much, Alicia. Go ahead, Claudina, with your feedback, please.
Okay, well, I like the aesthetic language of this project. I think it's very interesting. However, I would love for this project to have a purpose when it is in use. You know, when it's navigated in the water. We all know that yachts and boats end up being a problem because of the pollution. They sometimes need the same energy as airplanes, so the carbon footprint is quite big. So I don't know, at this point, these young designers need to look farther, you know, maybe find an idea or just a solution or a design proposal to clean the sea of the water or to reduce the carbon footprint that these vehicles submit within the ocean. So, but the rest is beautiful. That's my comment.
Thank you so much. And lastly, Harry, could you please give us your feedback for Soal?
Yeah, I also have this sort of, two-sectional like feedback, pros and cons. I think the pros is like everyone just, loved, like in me included, love how you like translate the Rolls-Royce brand language into this yacht, and wish we can see more of the, the back, how you come up to this form factor instead of just show a final rendering. Because form giving is all about like tweaking and how you extract little single elements, but I have to say the final result does look resemble the brand. The cons, I wouldn't say like it's a bad thing, but something just echoing what other people are saying. I'm not a transportational designer, but the fact I was from Art Center College of Design, I know how a lot of other transportational designer approach to this, so it's usually not just like a final form factor. There's also like who designing to, like who's the persona, even if, this could be a super wide market who you are designing for luxury, but also there's each, person have their very different individual needs. But I also do want to say I love how you not only think about the exterior, but you actually dive into deep about like the skill of a person entering into the yacht and see what's the interior, and it looks like the interior is like the extension of the exterior and vice versa. So I think you are a really successful form giver, but just need to think about like who are you designing to, and how can you scale into different like depth of the project.
Great. Thank you so much for your feedback. Could you please give us the evaluation, everyone, on the project? And let's go ahead and move on to the second to last project, which in this case is going to be Endura. Endura is part of the category workwear fashion. So great. Always up to you for first. Go ahead.
Yeah, this would be easier if I got to go last. I feel like Carrie's got the best spot because then he can listen to everybody. But okay. I don't want to take away from Endura. So Endura, again, this is another project where I love the concept. The pain point, figuratively and literally, is very clear and very well presented, and just the whole experience of it makes sense, and that's really good. I would have liked to see it go a little bit farther. For instance, either like exploring the aesthetics of it a bit more. I think there's a good breakdown of like the material stacking, but maybe doing a little bit of like a quick prototyping kind of exercise, like building something up really quick, just to see it go a bit farther. But as far as brief and problem and solution, totally nailed it. So great job. Patrizio.
Yeah, thank you, Gray, for the line. Absolutely agree with Gray. And then what is interesting here is to cover real need, that it's really great answer. And then also I think it's really important for this project to testing. And then so it's something that I really suggest to analyze. And then probably the volumes of the fabric, my perception probably is too much for the mobility, but it's something to consider in different kind of section or style. But absolutely it's something that so where the user interface also can help to control or take under control. And maybe it's also this project is an inspiration for other application, because there are in the Chinese medicine different use of the temperature, and maybe it's really starting point for something more. Why not? So to Luis, the line.
You can just lay back now.
Yes.
I can do the.
What a teacher did it. Yes. And let me actually continue where you just ended, Patrizio, because I got excited about this project because this is such in a way needed thing. It's important to address this. I mean, women live with this monthly throughout the most of their lives, and as it is today, we have to tap into a work environment as well, where we are not up against in that way, but we are working along the male side that don't have this problem. And it is actually, to a lot of women, a huge problem, because the pains can be so severe. And what can be done? You can take painkillers, or you can stay at home from work. And in some cases, it is actually a problem that women can't keep up with the work, because they are so invalidated by these pains. So I think this is a wonderful project. I want to continue this because I see there's a lot of potential here. Again, I would love to see maybe a bit more about the material, but it's also a big job to sort of figure out how to address this, both so that it's comfortable, that it doesn't let the user, become overheated and too warm, having also to have wearing clothing on top. But I think this is a wonderful project, and I think that the places to look from, because I hope this will be developed, is to look into acupuncture, as already mentioned. That whole world where there are points that you work with magnets, you can maybe incorporate in this and so on. So there are definitely things and technologies as well to further investigate for this. But I really hope that you'll push further for this, because it's needed a solution, something along these lines. So well done, thank you.
Thank you so much. Alice, could we please get your feedback?
Yes. Well, I have to say I'm a bit of a softie for any type of project that try to bring equality. So, I mean, that was nice to see that at least we had something representing these type of issues. Absolutely beautiful, the problem understanding. I agree that maybe one extra step was needed in understanding how to form function type of thing, because it's I see that as well a little bit rigid. Maybe it's just I don't fully see the materials because it's a render, so it's not easy to abstract how actually soft or flexible this will be. But of course, if you think about someone that works in a, I don't know, for example, in a bar, has to move, walk around, then you need a bit of flexibility, a bit of different maybe stretches or something, and then also thinking about different body types. And then, I mean, we're not necessarily talking about just female genders. It could be a bit of a broader spectrum as well. So there's just one little extra steps to be done, but I love the problem statement. I love the process that got you there. So it's really nice.
Thank you so much. Claudina, please, your turn. If you can go ahead and give us your feedback.
Thanks, Jimmy. I found the idea quite original. Obviously, there's a symptom to be resolved among us women. However, the shape can be improved. It's a little bit inadequate to have these straps, and it can be uncomfortable, on a daily basis. And something that is important in this situation of pain is precisely to provide the greatest comfort possible, so women can work and carry out their activities in a normal scenario and work under equal conditions than men in corporate, for example. So it has to be discreet. This device can be more universal for different cultures, like someone else mentioned. And I think it's a work in progress. It can be improved in other ways. And of course, the idea to test it among different women, that would be interesting, from different sizes, shapes. And that's my comment for this product. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Harry, go ahead, last but not least.
Yeah, so I really like, the educational aspect of this project. I think, not only that, but also the fact that it's super human-centered and it brings equality. This is what design is all about, is, it's problem solving on one hand. The other hand is like, how can we educate other people more about this situation? So the thing that a lot of people touch upon is the materiality. So personally, I love how the way that the bottom right of your layout, you have like a deep dive on different layers, exploded view. So personally, I think way better than you're already the expert of this. A lot of materials that I don't even know. I had to search it up. So I would love to see your thinking process behind each layers, because the fact that, have you tested what if, this layer placed in, on top of the other one? Have you made a mock-up that, have something flexible, something more rigid? Like, does the whole product needs to have one single material, one single layer that continues through everything, or it can be locally applied in terms of different technology on different area, so the person who wears it can get more mobility or flexibility in it? So it'll be really interesting to implement your material thinking into the design form factor, as the form factor will be an extension of the function. So another thing I'm trying to think, okay, yeah, it's the warming part. So it's super educational level for people that warming is important, vibrating is very important. But how are you able to make sure, because of, warming generates heat, and any heat generator that require you to have a lot of power or battery. So if it's on the go, then where do you pack your power supply? Like if it's on the go, where do you hide this battery pack? So where do you integrate it in terms of, you don't want to carry a super heavy lithium battery everywhere, but like how do you define the usage of this product? Like how long does the battery last is something I would be super interested.
Great. Thank you so much. If you can please give us the evaluation for this project, and let's go ahead and move to the last project. This last project is for the consumer electronic hygiene called Pure Wash, but let's do something a little bit different. So let's start with Harry this time. Let's go the other way around. So Harry, please give us your feedback. Go ahead, Harry. We would love to see your feedback.
Yes. I think, this reminds me of, a lot of the great work on the, there's a consultancy called Smart Design, or they're basically, if everyone, like if anybody watched the documentary film Objectify, and they are the consultancy who came up with a lot of the OXO amazing products. So I think this kind of category is almost a bit hard to design, because of it, it is a day-to-day object, but how can you through building like different prototypes, and how can you define the ergonomic side, because it's so much like day-to-day, and often people take it as granted. So just like I like how this project going to super detail about like framing the issues, and then getting into the usability side, and just looking at the layout, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of mock-ups being built, and there's a lot of rich process behind it. So that's the part I like about this project.
Great, thank you so much. Claudina, your turn now. Thank you so much for your feedback. And Claudina, please, can we hear your feedback?
Yes, I think this product is really something that we are all related to the cleaning issue of toilets and things. So I see it as a product of everyday use, which makes it harder to come up with a different solution from something that we already know and it's efficient. So the idea of reducing and replace parts of it, I think it's interesting. The power button as well, and maybe for people who lacks mobility or it has a different physical condition, it could be very useful, because the physical energy that you need to use this product, it's probably less than the normal that we all know, or that we probably have at home. So the idea of making it more like the direction that I would take for this product, it would be to people with low mobility or mobility issues in general. I think that would be interesting to have, a different purpose. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Alicia, go ahead, please.
Yes, I have kind of mixed feelings for a simple reason. When we think about sustainability, we have on one side the product of today, which is almost single material, super basic, almost I would say like no impact if you can recycle it. But then you move to a very complex piece. So you have different materials, assembly part, you have batteries. So when you think about, I know there's a replacement part, but is the overall LCA better or worse? I have mixed feelings about this. I appreciate, however, the whole process, because I see a lot of prototyping, rapid prototyping, which I'm a big fan of. So it means that you test it, iterate it, and test it again. Could have been a little bit more intentional in putting people with disabilities or difficulties in handling at core be more explicit and intentional about that, because I think that most likely that's your target there. So putting there really out loud would have been a bit more like, that's clearer direction. But overall, it is interesting.
Thank you so much.
Louise, next up, please.
Yeah. Yes, I'd like to add as well a bit on the sustainability thing, but overall, let me start with saying I love the fact that when someone tries to come up with better solutions for everyday life for all of us, and especially when it comes to things like cleaning a bathroom or cleaning the toilet, because it can be troublesome to some. So I like the idea of also making it easier for a certain audience that might have difficulties with bending down and so on. I think I'd like to see this proposal being pushed more towards that. Could there be added things that would make it even easier for these people to use this? There was one concern for me, and I think it's a solution of 2-in-1. I wouldn't like to use the same tool for cleaning my bathtub or my shower and as the toilet. I know you changed the head, but it's this thing, and I can't let go of it, and it might just be me, but with toilets, especially when you flush toilets, if you don't put the lid down, the flush, even though you can't see it can flush something like 3 meters away from the thing. And what starts in my head is just this idea of bacteria being spread out. So I would love to see maybe this narrowed down a little, so that it addresses one thing at a time. And also the sustainability, those heads, those nylon heads that you then throw away, would there be a possibility of creating something that is a bit more how do you say, that dissolves, that is more natural and not natural sort of material that degrades almost, like you have these stones that you can use against when you have limescale, for instance, and they, as you use them, the thing becomes smaller and smaller because it sort of it dissolves almost, things like that. I'd love to see you push this a bit further to get a bit tighter on addressing the sustainability and making this something that is a bit better for the environment. But good project. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Patrizio.
Okay, so after this great analysis from Luis, what can I add? Now, from my side, so I agree absolutely what Luis say, and from my side, some point is linked to the style, because probably it's also important to have the style for different environment, different furniture in the bathroom, because it's also important the authenticity of the material, and so probably also some elements of the selected material. I really like a lot limited mobility concern, because we don't thinking enough, I think, on this kind of different people needs, and so also this is really great inspirational to create I like to create a system, and so also for this project probably should be more bigger opportunities in terms to imagine a system inside of the house and not only in the bathroom area. I think these are my input from my side. Really interesting project, and also all the comments from my colleagues are absolutely a complete picture about what we thinking about it. Thank you.
Right. And of course, last but not least, Gray, could you please give us your feedback?
He's first and last.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's everyone kind of hit everything I wanted to say, so I'll try to add a couple of extra things, but definitely echoing the comment on like limited mobility people, definitely echoing the comments on sustainability. So I think this is a good project, and when I read into the details of it a bit more, I think there's even more great points. So like I really like the project in the category, but some feedback I give is one, highlight those points more, like the comment about limited mobility. Maybe you could visualize that, because I think that's a great point where this product really shines. And then there's also like a little picture kind of showing like the leaf as the inspiration for this. So maybe highlighting that a bit more, kind of like relying on the leaf form. And then I think everyone's comments on sustainability are dead on. I just want to say though, because I've been doing a lot more sustainability stuff lately, it's hard to do sustainability stuff in front of other designers, because other designers are really deep in the topic. But don't let that pull you away from trying to do more sustainable things. It's a big, complicated topic, and you'll get there as you go. But like, great job trying to do a more sustainable product. I think, you know, batteries are pretty intense if you look at an LCA, but definitely don't let any of these comments stop you from pushing in the sustainable direction, because it's a really great start.
Thank you so much, Gray, for that last input. And I really want to thank all the judges for the input and the feedback that they have given us on every single one of these projects. Thank you so much. So could you please finalize your votes and the evaluations, so we can calculate and finally announce the winners of the 2024 IDES Awards. Thank you so much again for the participants, and of course, thank you so much to our sponsors, Casina, Keyshot, Young Designers India, D2P, Studio Volpi, and of course, Design Wanted. Thank you so much for everything. Well, it seems like we have our winners already. Let's start for the students one.
But before we skip, I just wanted to say, so the 6 participants that we have here are already winners
yes,
of their own category. So you guys all will be receiving a gift that has been provided so kindly by Casina, and it is their Ecos book. It is 100 years of their Maestri collection, and it's been written by very, very talented curators. So I hope you really enjoy it, and congratulations. And also our other sponsor.
We also have, yeah, exactly. We also have Keyshot, and all the participants that have been with us, all the winners of each category will receive a Keyshot license, and it's a really interesting price from our side to be able to participate, to be able to give to you and Keyshot for providing this great opportunity for us to have for our participants. And lastly, all the participants get an interview, a conjoint interview with Design Wanted, where they'll be able to showcase their projects for almost 1 million people on the Design Wanted platform. So thank you so much for our sponsors. And finally, let's go ahead without further ado. Let's go ahead and announce the winners of the student category. The winner, would you like to go? Go ahead.
Let's do it together.
Fine. So the winner of the student category for the IDES 2024 award is Lighthouse. Congratulations, and congratulations to the student. Could you please show us your camera and your mic and give us a little bit of an understanding of your project and who you are as a designer?
Just some words, you know, if you want to say something.
Yeah, I'm very, very grateful for winning. It's really unexpected for my part. Lighthouse came like at the project for docs, and I really want to let's say solve that kind of problem with a product that has a cushion, a soft part for people to not get injured, and provide a light in a safe space for docking.
Thank you so much, and congratulations. And with this, you have won an internship with Studio Volpi. this internship will contact in a few days, so we'll be able to set up everything, and you'll be able to join the team at Studio Volpi to learn from them and grow. And of course, Patrizio is here with us from Studio Volpi. Any words from you, Patrizio?
Yes, really happy to. So we are looking always for some talent, and also a part of this, the opportunities to teaching something or in some way to have a great sharing ideas, point of view, philosophy about design, and then absolutely positive energy for young design. It's always for me, it's really important to looking the really sense of design to have in a simple way a better world. And so that is something that we are looking for, and step by step I believe that also from design we can do it.
Thank you so much, and congratulations, Enrique. But we still have one more winner, and this winner is actually going to be able to have an internship with a studio in China, D2P, Design to Product, and with them you'll be able to continue developing interesting and fabulous products. And I think we can go ahead and say the winner of the final IDES 2024 award, Young Professionals category, and the winner is Endura. Congratulations, and some words we would love to hear from you.
Hello. This achievement fills me with great pride and gratitude. I'm so thankful. So Endura mainly aims to manage the menstrual discomfort while maintaining productivity and confidence. So the idea behind the product was that it started by me observing and having conversations with various women and trying to understand their problem. And once I was being able to come up with the problem statements, then I went into extensive research and tried understanding the market gap. And yeah, this is how I came up with the design, and I'm really thankful. It's a great pleasure. Thank you.
Congratulations. It's so happy to be able to see your face of happiness and joy for this prize. You will be joining a Design to Product studio in China, and the next coming days we will contact you, so you'll be able to join their team and get this great opportunity to work with them and develop products with them. I think we have to close, and there's nothing left. Thank you so much for our esteemed judges, everybody who joined us in this 2024 award ceremony, and through this whole process that has been really impactful, from Design Week to now, to the incredible talks that we had this week with our judges, where we learned so much from each one of them, and for the participants that came from all parts of the world to be able to join us here and be able to grow and get these opportunities. So thank you so much.
Thank you to everybody. Yes, thank
exactly.
You. It's only the beginning, and we're so happy for the winners, really. And thank you for the judges for investing your time with us.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you next year for the next edition of the IDES Awards. Thank you again for everybody. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.